Hey there, and welcome. Today we are going to tackle a classic English puzzle, those two tiny little words, enough and to. Look, if you've ever found yourself pausing, wondering which one to use, trust me, you are not alone. But by the end of this quick explainer, you're going to master them. So let's start with the big question.
So, why? Why do these words trip so many of us up? Well, it's because they both talk about amounts, right? But they do it from completely opposite points of view. One says, hey, we're good, while the other is basically a warning sign. Getting them right is one of those little things that makes you sound so much more natural, and today we're going to nail it.
Okay, let's boil this whole thing down to one simple idea. Think of what you need as a target. Enough means you hit it, right on the money. It's sufficient, it's a check mark. To, on the other hand, means you didn't just hit the target, you blew right past it. It's excessive, and that's usually a bad thing. Just remember that. Enough is hitting the target, to is missing it completely.
First up, let's talk about our hero word, enough. You know, I kind of think of it as the Goldilocks word because it's all about things being just right. Not too hot, not too cold. It just signals that a condition has been perfectly met. So, what's the official take? The key to understanding enough is that it expresses sufficiency. That's the magic word. Whether we're talking about pizza or sleep or patience, when you have enough, it just means we're good. It's adequate, it's a positive, or at least a neutral confirmation.
So how do we actually use it? Well, the first rule is super simple. Enough comes before a noun. Like in the example, enough food. It's describing the amount of the thing, the food. You ask, do we have enough chairs? Or do you have enough time? See? In every case, enough comes right before the thing you're talking about.
Okay, but here's where it flips, and this is important. When you're using an adjective, a word that describes something like quiet, warm, or big, enough actually comes after it. So you don't say enough quiet, you say quiet enough. The quality, quiet, comes first, and then enough tells you if it meets the standard.
And you know what? This works the exact same way for adverbs, the words that describe actions. He didn't speak clearly enough. You need to drive fast enough. The adverb describing how you do something comes first, and then enough comes right after. It's a really consistent rule for both adjectives and adverbs.
And finally, enough is often the setup for an action. It's usually followed by to plus a verb. For instance, she's strong enough to lift it. This shows what she's capable of doing. Or, there's enough cake for everyone to get a slice. This shows possibility. Enough basically opens the door for something to happen.
Okay, now let's switch gears and meet the other side of the coin, the word to. If enough is the Goldilocks word for just right, then to is absolutely the warning word. It's a little red flag that says we've gone way past just right and into the oh no zone.
When you see the word to, I want you to think of just one thing: excess. It means going beyond what's helpful, or wanted, or even comfortable. And that almost always means there's a negative result, some kind of a problem. Now, the good news is the grammar for to is really consistent. Unlike enough, to always comes before the adjective or adverb. So the tea isn't hot to, it's too hot. The excess heat is the problem. You can't drink it. The structure is just to plus whatever the problem is.
And yep, same exact thing for adverbs. You're speaking too quickly. The speed is excessive, right? It's a problem because it's hard to understand you. Again, to comes right before the word that describes the action. Super simple and consistent.
You'll also see to paired up with much and many. We use too much for stuff you can't count, like too much noise, and too many for things you can count, like too many emails. But in both cases, the feeling is exactly the same. It's overwhelming. It's more than you can possibly handle.
And just like enough, to also partners up with infinitives. But here's the twist. Instead of showing possibility, it expresses a limitation. It tells you what you can't do. It's too dark to read. The darkness is a barrier. This task is too difficult to complete. The difficulty is what stops you.
All right, now for the really fun part. Let's put them head to head right next to each other.
I think seeing them side by side is where the light bulb really goes on.
Okay, look at this. On the left, you've got a problem. It's too noisy. And the result? No sleep for you. But on the right, you've got the solution. It's quiet enough. The condition is met, so sleep is possible. See? One is a wall, the other is an open door. Let's try another one. The bag is too heavy. What does that mean? She can't carry it. It's a limitation. But the bag is light enough? Now she can. That little switch from too to enough is the switch from I can't to I can.
And one last time. Too crowded. That's a negative state, right? There's no room, you can't get on the bus. But enough space, that's a green light. The requirement for space has been met. You can get on. Are you seeing the pattern? It's always problem versus solution.
Okay, we've gone through the rules, we've seen the comparisons. Now let's just make sure this all sticks by looking at how it works in some totally normal, real-world situations.
Let's just look at this pattern in a few different places. So for travel, a bus can be too crowded. That's the problem. What's the solution? There's enough space. Or at home, a chair might be too wobbly. That's dangerous. When it's stable enough, it's safe to use. And at work, we all know this one. Being too busy is a huge limitation. But having enough time, that creates opportunity.
So look, if you only remember one single thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. Enough is about possibility. It's a yes. Too is about limitation. It's a no. That right there is the fundamental difference.
And that's pretty much it. So I guess I'll just leave you with this one last question. Was this explainer short enough for you? Or was it maybe too simple? Hopefully it was just right. Thanks so much for watching.